We have an update from criminal justice reform. You know, I've been doing these sort of regular updates on criminal justice reform because we are told the worst problem in America is over-incarceration and the criminals are the real victims, and we've got to focus on what we as a society have done to force these people to commit these crimes. So I want to see how this is going, because what we were told was if we go softer on the criminals and we let them out of prison and we let them get away with their crimes, then things will improve. The crime rate will go down. We'll all live in harmony. We'll sing Kumbaya and play in drum circles together. So has that happened? No. In one of the latest attacks, a brutal and unprovoked attack, a young man, relatively young man, 40-year-old man, was caught on surveillance footage at a Seattle subway station grabbing a 62-year-old woman, Kim Hayes, and throwing her down a flight of cement steps. This was at the Chinatown International District Station. Hayes, this 62-year-old woman, is a nurse. She's worked at a nurse for a long time. She was going in to this hospital to work, and then around noontime, so broad daylight, right at lunch, this guy comes up, flings her down a flight of cement stairs. Well, how could we have predicted this? Look, Michael, crime happens, okay? You sound just as utopian as the left. There's no way to prevent all crime. That's true, but I think I could have predicted this one because this guy, Alexander J., has been convicted 22 times of crimes in Washington State and California. And it wasn't insider trading, okay? We're not talking about white-collar crimes here. We're talking about violent crimes. He was convicted of burglary, theft, selling stolen property, drug possession, auto theft, multiple counts of domestic violence. Well, Michael, maybe that was all in his past. Don't you think people deserve a second chance? I believe in second chances. I don't believe in 20-second chances. But maybe it was a long time ago. Maybe he paid his debt to society. Oh, no, it was just last year. He was just last year convicted of a residential burglary. He's been issued more than 15 bench warrants since 2016 by Washington courts, and he failed to attend his court hearings. This guy should not be allowed in society. Forget after the 22nd offense or the 21st, after the third offense. What do they say in baseball? 1, 2, 22 strikes, you're out. No, 3 strikes, you're out. If this guy is going to keep committing all of these offenses, at the very least, he has to be locked away forever from society. At the very least. That's the most moderate punishment I could imagine. It's not good for him. He's out there doing horrible things to other people and to himself. He's not living a flourishing life. He's harming himself, his soul, probably his body. And for what? He's going to end up back in jail. They're probably going to let him out, and he's going to go throw another 60-year-old woman down the stairs. Criminal justice, there it is. There's our over-incarceration problem. There are these poor, beleaguered criminals. Our problem, we're just too tough on these guys. He never had a chance. No, the 62-year-old woman never had a chance because you let these animals run around society after 22 prior convictions. It's not just 1 or 2 incidences. We've got a guy in Yonkers. New York. That's a town just north of New York City. Guy in Yonkers. Here's the New York Times story from this attack up in Yonkers. Man hit woman in the head 125 times because she was Asian, officials say. 67-year-old woman wearing a white face mask and dark hooded jacket and pushing a shopping cart enters an apartment building in Yonkers, New York. As she moves to unlock the door, a man comes up behind her and hits her in the head with a roundhouse right hand. The force of the blow knocks the woman to the ground. As she lies there, her attacker bends down and pummels her repeatedly with both hands for the next minute, more than 125 blows altogether. He then stomps on her 7 times and spits on her before walking away. This is one of the most appalling attacks I have ever seen, says John J. Mueller, the Yonkers police commissioner. To beat a helpless woman is despicable. Targeting her because of his race makes it more so. Absolutely right. So this guy was just a totally unpredictable one-off attack, right? There was nothing we could have possibly done to stop this. Crime happens and, oh no, he had 14 previous arrests, half of them on felony charges, according to the Yonkers police. Convicted of assault in 2011, sentenced to just over 3 years in prison, released on parole after 2.5 because he's such a good guy. Then he was released in October 2013, according to state prison records. And then he just keeps committing crimes. Why was this animal let out of prison? Because of compassion, because he's the real victim. And the woman who almost got murdered by this savage, well, she's just kind of part of the system, the institution, the society. And boy, didn't that society fail this poor man? Gosh, we got to do something about all this over-incarceration. This leads to not just bad outcomes for the victims and for the individual, it leads to bad outcomes for the society, for the whole community. I'm so glad you liked that clip. Now, please, I implore you, ring the bell, subscribe, get the notifications for every video we put out. Best thing you can do is go over to Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to The Michael Knowles Show. Leave a 5-star review if you wouldn't mind, and we'll see you next time.